Vinay sir, have you started live streaming?
Sir, started. And I'm making you host again. Live
Okay,
stream
sir.
already started.
Okay, okay. Make me host. I will start introduction.
Vivek, 9247. Okay, sir, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, please start.
Yeah. Yes. Respected dignitaries of ELTA Telangana State, English fraternity. I mean, subject teachers of English, and dear children. So, good evening to you all, and welcome to today's special presentation on storytelling. Today,
Good
we are
evening.
going to invite the very talented and special storyteller onto the platform of ELTA Telangana. So she's multi-talented, and she is none other than Pooja Sagar, Madam Pooja Sagar from Bengaluru. She is a teacher and professional storyteller from Bengaluru. She works in a school called Ohana. She is also a certified family counselor. She conducts storytelling sessions, personality development, and self-awareness workshop for children. She also conducts workshops for parents and teachers in the art of storytelling. She has also been associated with the Vietnam Montessori Center and has been training parents and teachers from Vietnam in the art of storytelling. Pooja ma'am also writes anecdotes and short stories regularly. She writes picture books for children. A few of her works are published in Sanctuary Asia, a wildlife magazine, and Magic Pot, a magazine for children. One of her books, Something is Hiding, has recently been published by Caredy Tales, Chennai. So she is multi-talented, as we have discussed earlier. So now I'm very pleased to invite and welcome today's storyteller, Madam Pooja Sagar. We welcome you, ma'am. Hearty welcome to today's storytelling session for our school children throughout to Telangana state who are studying in government run high schools. Madam, welcome to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vishnu sir. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Hello.
It's so nice.
Hello, teacher.
Yes. It's very nice to meet you all on Zoom today. And Vishnu sir was telling me that you're all going to tell stories.
Madam, excuse me, ma'am, Pooja ma'am, just a second. Children, today we are on two social media, Zoom session and parallelly YouTube channel. So the children who are in Zoom session are suggested to keep your audios mute. So mute yourself whenever the speaker asks you some questions or to respond. Then only you have to unmute yourself and respond. So unless the speaker because it will disturb the program session.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Remember all these instructions and cooperate with the speaker
All right. Can
session
we all
smoothly.
go
So
on?
don't unmute yourself. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
Carry
you
on,
all.
ma'am.
Can
Please
we
carry on.
all can you all go on mute right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Please go. Sitting
Ma'am,
all of you will go
I am
on mute.
making the host. Pooja, ma'am. I am making you the host.
I think I can still hear a lot of background noise. Can you all just look at your screens and mute yourself? All of y'all mute yourself.
Yes, I have.
Okay. So, because I am here today to share storytelling tips with you all, how to tell a story. Okay. So today I'm going to share with you all many interesting stories. Okay. Are you all ready? Do you all like stories? You can give me a thumbs up. You don't have to reply to me. You can give me a thumbs up, or you can, write in the chat box. I'll be able to hear you. I'll be able to see you. Okay. So let's use icons. Let's use the chat option, and maybe in the last few minutes, when I have time, we can have a question and answer session. Okay. All right. So today I'm going to tell you all. Let's start with the story. Okay. Like Vishnu sir has just introduced me. I am a storyteller, and I live in Bangalore, and I work in a school as a librarian. I love books. I love stories. And whenever I get an opportunity to tell stories, I always tell stories. And one of my favorite stories, okay? Can we all go mute?
Children, mute yourself. Mute yourself. Mute your audio and video, please. Children, do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mute your audio and video immediately. All the children.
Vishnu sir, you can click on their mics and start unmuting themselves.
I made the madam host, sir.
Instead of no. If you make the madam host and she cannot mute them, no. If you are the host, you can mute them by clicking their mics.
Okay, sir. I will.
Bhavani, mute yourself. Naroju Sampath, mute yourself.
Pooja ma'am, just wait for a moment, please. Wait for a moment.
Okay, Vishnu sir, I have made you the host now.
Okay, I will mute all except you. You can
Yeah.
unmute it.
So whenever I need the host, right, you can give it to me.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Otherwise, you can please, you can just go to individual screens and mute children.
Okay, surely, ma'am. Surely.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very noisy.
Yes, I am muting. I am muting all.
All right. So today I'm going to share with you. So today I'm going to share with you all one of my favorite stories. Can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So
My voice is not clear.
a long time ago, there was a forest. Okay. And in this forest lived a lot of animals. And I'm sure you all know, right? You can go on writing it in the chat box. What are some of the animals you think lived in this forest?
Lion, tiger,
I said, please use the chat box. All right. Lion, tiger, giraffe, jackal. Yes. Yes. Bears, deers, rabbits. Yes. So in this jungle, in this forest, there lived a lot of animals. Okay. And it was summertime. It was summertime. And what happened during one summer? The forest caught fire. You must have all heard of forest fires. Sometimes a forest fire is caused by human beings. Sometimes dry blades of grass, they rub against each other. Okay? When dry grass rubs against each other, it creates friction. And when that friction happens, there are fire sparks. And because of the fire sparks, sometimes a fire spreads. Okay? And this forest caught fire. And the animals became very scared. They started running helter skelter because their home is on fire.
మేడం ఏం చెప్తుందో గది వినాలి.
So their home was on fire. So they started running here and there. Okay. And on the outside of the forest, on the outskirts of the forest, there was a tiny river. So all the animals said, let's run to the river. Let's go and stand there. We will be safe near a river. So all the animals of that forest ran to that river. And they all stood there. And they started watching. My God, the fire was rising high into the air. Huge flames of fire everywhere. And the animals stood there. Some of them started to cry. Where do we go now? What do we do? Our home is on fire. And they all started crying. And they started talking to each other. What do we do? Now what do we do? What do we do? Oh my God, our home is on fire. And they all stood there, okay, watching their home go up in smoke and fire. And they didn't know what to do. Just then, as they were all worried, as they were all standing there, a tiny little hummingbird, okay, there she is. Can you see her? A tiny little hummingbird. Okay? She flew up into the air. You know, her name was Duk Duk Diya. Her name was Duk Duk Diya. She flew up into the air and she looked at everyone. She looked at everyone and she said, hey, I think I know what I have to do. And you know what Duk Duk Diya did? She went to the river and she picked up a drop of water in her beak and she flew to the fire and she dropped the water onto the fire. Again, she flew to the river. She picked up a drop of water in her beak and she flew to the river, right? To the fire, like that. She made many trips from the river to the fire, from the river to the fire. Okay. And as she was doing that, who's the king of the forest? The lion. There he is. Yeah. He started to laugh. Right? He said, ha 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 ha. Duk Duk Diya. You're a very funny bird. Look at the fire. It's so big. It is so huge. And look at you. You're such a tiny little bird. How can you put water in your beak? You're putting tiny drops of water. You cannot put out the fire. Stop trying. Ha 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 ha. He started laughing. But you know what Duk Duk Diya said? At least I am doing something. At least I am trying to put out a fire. And what are you all doing? You're standing there and asking each other, oh, what do we do? Oh, what do we do? Oh, what do we do? At least I am doing what has to be done. Right now, the fire needs to be put out, and I am doing just that. And so, Duk Duk Diya continued to pick drops of water in her beak, and she put it on the fire. Now, there was a squirrel in that forest. There. And the squirrel said, hey, when Duk Duk Diya can put tiny drops of water in her beak, I can also put, no, look at my bushy tail. I can also pick up water in my tail and I can also put it on the fire. So the squirrel went to the river and it dipped its tail in the river water and it went to the fire. And what did it do? It shook like that. Oh, shake, shake, shake the water out, shake, shake, shake the water out, shake, like that. Right? And looking at the squirrel, the fox got an idea. Yeah, there he is. The fox got an idea. He said, I have a bigger tail than the squirrel. I have a bushier tail than the squirrel. And I am going to put out more fire than the squirrel. So the fox also went to the river. The fox also dipped his tail in the river water. And he walked towards the fire. And what did he do? Shake, shake, shake the water out, right? He shook himself. And all the water splashed on the fire. Now, looking at the fox, the lion, right, who had earlier laughed at Duk Duk Diya, he felt very shameful. He said, oh my God, everybody is trying to put out the fire. I should also try because look at me. I have got so much hair around my face. Look at my mane. That's called a mane, right? The lion's hair is called mane. And I am going to use my mane. So the lion went into the river and he dipped his whole mane into the river water. And then he went to the fire and he shook. And he shook like that. Shake, 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 shake. And then he went to the river again, picked up more water, went to the fire. Like this, every animal in that jungle picked up water from the river, went to the forest fire and started to put out the fire. And finally, you know who came? A herd of elephants. There. A herd of elephants came. And you know, an elephant can hold a lot of water in its trunk. Yeah. Then he also took a lot of water in his trunk. And all the elephants, they went to the fire and they stood there like firemen. Have you seen firemen? When there's a fire in a building, they come with a huge pipe, right? And they blow water, right? And that's how the elephants stood there. And they put a lot of water on the fire. Like this, the whole night, all the animals worked very hard to put out the fire. And
మళ్ళీ కలుసుకుంటానని రిషి నిన్ను క్షమిస్తాడని మళ్ళీ రిషితో
And finally, the fire was put out. All the animals put out their forest fire. And they went back to their homes. Like this, the lion said, hey, I think we all did a wonderful job. There are many problems around us, right? But if somebody can start doing something about the problems, we all have to join them. And today, you know who is our hero? Who is our hero? Asked the lion. And everybody said, It is this little bird, the little hummingbird.
But teacher.
Duk Duk Diya. Duk Duk Diya is our hero.
Hero. His story Duk Duk Diya hero.
Yes, thank you for listening. And this is one of my favorite stories, okay? This story was said
Unity
by
ma'am.
the story was said by a lady whose name is Bangari Maathai, and she is from Africa. She passed away a long time back, okay? Bangari Maathai, she died a long time ago, but even today we remember her because when in Kenya, where she grew up, all the forests were getting cut. All the forests were getting cut. And Wangari Maathai decided that she wanted to plant more trees. I think there's a lot of noise. I think you all have to learn to mute yourself. There's a lot. Thank you. If there's a lot of noise, nobody will be able to hear the story. Yeah. So this lady, Bangari Maathai, when she was young, there was a whole forest in front of her house. And slowly, as the city started growing, people chopped off all the trees in the forest. And that is when Bangari Maathai read this story about Duk Duk Diya. And when she heard the story, when she read the story about Duk Duk Diya, she was very impressed. She said, when Duk Duk Diya can put out a forest fire, I too can start growing a forest. And you know what Wangari Maathai did? One by one, she started planting small saplings. And soon the saplings grew into tall trees. And it is said that if you go to Kenya today, you can see a big forest which was grown by Wangari Maathai. And this is a story that really inspired her. And Duk Duk Diya is a very inspiring bird, right? Thank you. Yes. Now, we'll go to the next part of today's training, okay? You all need to know that when you look at a story, when you all read a story, there are 5 things you have to remember about the story, okay? Will you all make note? Do you all have books and pens with you? Okay, you all take out your books and pens.
Madam. Okay, teacher. Okay, book and pen.
I'm going to share something. Sir, I need the host, right? Vishnu, sir?
Okay, surely, ma'am. I am making you the host. Just a second. I'm searching for you. Yeah. Yes, ma'am, you are the host now.
Thank you.
Pooja, ma'am, you are the host. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Whenever you look at a story, you need to look at a story keeping these things in mind. Okay. Every story will have characters. Characters are all the people who come in the story. Okay. Like in the Duk Duk Diya story, we had animals of the forest. Then we had Duk Duk Diya. We had a lion. We had, and the main characters were Duk Duk Diya, squirrel, fox, and the lion, right? And
Elephant.
every story
You forgot the elephant.
Every story will have a setting, okay? And the setting is here where the story happens. Where the story takes place is called a setting, okay? And in Duk Duk Diya's story, the setting was a forest. The story happened in a forest. Sometimes stories can happen in a school. Sometimes stories can happen in a market. Yeah, I think you should stop writing, children. You should stop writing and scribbling on the screen. It's not a very It's not a very nice thing to do. Could you all please stop writing on the screen? And every problem and every story will have a problem, right? Every story will have a problem, and then every story will have a solution. It will have a solution. Yeah. Vishnu sir, I've made you the host again.
Yeah, I am muting all the.
Yeah.
Yes, carry on, ma'am. Carry on.
So,
Children, be disciplined. Be disciplined, children.
yes.
This is for you only. This will definitely help you tomorrow to succeed in that competition.
All right. Every story will have a problem, and every story will have a solution to the problem, and there will be a message. Okay, every story will have a message for you. Okay, so these are the 5 things you have to remember. Okay, I'll just say again, every story will have characters, every story will have a setting. Setting is a place where the story happens. It could happen even in a king's palace or a queen's palace. Yeah. And there will be a problem. Every story will have a problem. Okay. And every story may have a solution to the problem and how the people in that story solve the problem. And then there could also be a message. Sometimes there will also be a message that you can take home. Okay. So whenever you read a story, you have to make note of these things. You have to write down what are the characters in my story. Okay, how where is the story happening, and what was the problem in the story, and how did the problem get solved? So you have to write it down. Okay, when you write it down, it becomes very clear for you. All right, now we will go to the next part where I want to teach you how to tell a story very effectively. Okay, how to use your voice, how to use your body, how to use additional things. Today I was using puppets. Yeah, how to use additional things and make your story more interesting. Okay, I'm going to share with you about that. Okay.
Ma'am, I am making you host.
Sir, I don't think that's going to help because it's I am not able to mute them, and the minute I am the host,
Yeah, ma'am.
They start
So
talking
is it possible
a lot,
without making host to share your?
I'll try. Yeah. So some of the things that you have, I'll just talk to them. Yeah. So one of the thing is whenever you are preparing for a storytelling, okay, You all want to tell stories, right? I think Vishnu sir was telling me that you're all preparing for a storytelling competition. So how do I? Yes. So you have to think about how do I prepare for a story. First is whichever story you select. Whichever story you select, you have to read it well. Okay. And you have to tell the story with lot of involvement. Okay. How do I tell the story with lot of involvement? I first have to like the story. Only if you like the story, you can tell the story. If you only don't like the story, you can't tell the story. So always choose your favorite story. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is you have to prepare well. Okay. And I'm going to tell you how to prepare well. Okay. Once you prepare well, you are all ready to tell a story. And you have to you have to understand what are the feelings that come in the story. Like if we go back to the Duk Duk Diya story, when the forest went, when the forest caught fire, what are some of the feelings? You can put it on the chat box. You don't have to talk. You can put it in the chat box. What are some of the feelings when the forest caught fire? Afraid. That's right. What else happened? Fear. Very good. Yeah, sad. And how do we, and when you're telling a sad story, you have to feel it in you, right? When there is tension, you have to feel it in you, right? You can't keep laughing and smiling and tell, oh, their house caught fire. Can you do that? Does it sound nice? No, right? Aghast, yes. That's what they felt. And you have to
Hello, Anji Harish Rao.
use a lot of feelings, okay? And you have to use your, you have to change, you have to change your voice, okay? It's called voice modulation. You can't tell the story, you can't tell story in the same voice. Once there was a forest and the forest caught fire, then all the animals ran away, then Duk Duk Diya came. Can you tell a story like that? A story should have a lot of, you have to regulate your voice. You have to change your voice. That's very important, okay? And you have to look at everyone in the audience. When you're telling a story, you have to make eye contact with everyone. Yeah, you have to look here, you have to look here, you have to look at the people in front. Okay. And you have to tell the story loudly and clearly. You have to be loud and clear. And you can't be very stiff. You have to let your hands free. Okay? You have to let your hands free. And you have to feel very confident. You have to feel confident. Okay? And how will the confidence come? Only if you practice well. So if you practice well, automatically you will become very confident. Okay? And whenever you're telling a story, you have to smile a bit. You can't be very serious. Today I'm going to tell you all a story, right? You can't be very serious. You have to bring a little bit of smile in your, or smile on your faces. Okay. Now, and you have to prepare for a a story that do you have, if you have a time limit, suppose they say you have to tell a story in 8 minutes, okay, then you have to stick to your time. You can't go.
Madam, Pooja ma'am, sorry to interrupt you. Just the children will be given just 5 minute time for storytelling, ma'am, tomorrow.
Yeah. So if
Thank
they have told you, thank you, Vishnu sir. If they have told you 5 minutes, you have to stick to
Where
5.
is the venue?
You have to plan for 5. You have you have to plan for 5 minutes only. Okay. You can't go on telling 10-minute story. Then the judge will not like it, because everybody has to get an opportunity to tell stories. So when you plan, when you prepare, you have to prepare for 5 minutes only. So in that 5 minutes, 1 minute will go in introducing your characters, introducing the setting. Okay, like once upon a time there was a forest, and in this forest there lived many animals. That's your introduction, right? And then you come to the main problem. Okay, what is the main problem in this story? The forest caught fire. That was the main problem. Now when the forest caught fire, you have to explain a little bit. Akshaya, maybe you can ask me the question in the end. Okay, you keep your question. The last 5 minutes I will take time off, 5 or 10. Yeah, the last 5-10 minutes we can allow you to ask questions. Right now let me finish what I have planned for you all. Okay.
Ma'am, can you tell about the where is the venue?
And when you're telling a story, you can use additional things like, see, today I made this fox, right? I made it with paper and ice cream stick. I made it with cardboard paper and ice cream stick. Like that, you can make your own puppets. And this Duk Duk Diya, see? How did I make her? I only made Duk Duk Diya today. Yeah? Simple things you can learn to make by yourself. Yeah? These are all called additional props. We use the word props, props. Okay, these are all additional things that you can use in your story to make your story look very colorful, to make your story look very attractive, and it will hold the person's attention. Your judge will keep looking at you when you're using all the puppets. So you don't have to use too many, you can use a few. Okay. And last but not the least, somebody here in the chat box said courage. Yeah. You will, the minute you go on stage, you will have fear. Even today, when I have.
So we can't hearing.
Vishnu sir said 100 children will be listening to you on Zoom. Another 900 to 1,000 children will be listening, on YouTube. I also got scared. I also get scared, yeah. But then I had prepared well. When you prepare well, all your tension and fear will go away. So you have to prepare well. Okay. This is how you prepare. Now, I'm going to give you, I'll just stop here. Okay. And you all had some questions about this part. Can you put it in the chat box? One question, Akshaya's question and Mani Chandana.
Meeting.
Yes, you can ask, you can involve your people, you can involve the audience. Akshaya is asking, suppose I'm telling a story, okay? In the middle of the story, can I ask some questions for children? Yes, you can. You can ask questions, you can involve the audience, okay? You can involve the audience. And one more question. How should we change characters at times? You just don't change characters. You just go on introducing one character after the other. Okay, you want to introduce your characters? You can do it in the beginning of the story itself. Like once upon a time in a forest, there lived a papa bear, mama bear, and a baby bear. Okay, you can introduce the characters right at the beginning. Or as and when you tell the story, you can introduce the characters. Yes. No, the marks will not change if you. I think the main thing is your voice. Okay. The main thing about telling a story is your voice. And you have to tell the story without getting confused. You can't keep getting confused. Okay. You can't say, once there was a forest, and in that forest, there was a goat. No, not goat. There was a sheep. You can't get confused like that.
నువ్వు చెప్తాగా
So you have to be clear. You have to be very clear about your storyline. Okay. And you don't have to use puppets if you don't have. But you have to modulate your voice. You have to use your voice. Our grammar is also very important. Yes. Expression is very important. Voice, expression, grammar, everything is very important. Yes, your body language also. Now I'm going to come to the next part where I'll teach you how to prepare. Somebody was asking me, how do I prepare for a story? Okay, so now first step, how do I prepare for my story? Okay, first you choose a story. All of you, first what will you do? You will choose a story. That's the first part. 1 minute. The second part is you will all read the story in your mind. Okay? First, what you will do? You will quietly, suppose you have a story in front of you, you will all read it quietly in your mind. First, understand the story. Okay? And if you like the story, you can go ahead with preparing. Okay? Now, once you read it quietly in your mind, I'll tell you what you have to do next. You have to read loudly. Okay? The next step is take the story again and start reading loudly. Okay? For example, I have a storybook here. Okay? This is a storybook. I'm not going to read the whole story for you. It's going to take a lot of time. I'm going to look at this. Muthu and Chellam lived in a banyan tree with 11 children. He wrote, Muthu was a writer and he wrote many stories like that. So like that, you have to
Who
read.
is Muthu?
I was just reading a story and I was telling you how you have to read loudly for yourself. Okay, then read the story loudly 2 to 3 times. Okay, and the next thing that you have to do, okay, the first step for preparing a story is read quietly. First step is choose a story. Okay, the first step is choose a story. Second step is read quietly first. Read quietly in your mind. And the third step is read loudly. How many times? 2 to 3 times. Read loudly to yourself. You read it to yourself. Or if you have your amma or appa near you, or if you have your sister or brother near you, or if you have your teacher near you, you can read loudly in front of the teacher. Okay. And the next step I will tell you is you have to identify the story element. Like I told you, no? Who are all the characters in the story? Where is the story happening? What is the problem in the story? And how is the problem solved? That is the solution. What was the message in the story? Okay. So whenever we tell a story, you don't have to tell the message. You can just tell the story. Okay. You don't have to tell the message. You don't have to, but you can just tell the story. Okay. Did you understand till now? Yes, right? Choose a story, read it in your mind quietly,
Read loudly.
read loudly 2 to 3 times, then write down who are all write down the characters, write down the setting. Where is this story happening? Is it happening? Is it happening in a school? Is it happening? Is it happening in a temple? Is it happening in a river? Is it happening near a river? Where is the story happening? And what was the problem in the story? How was the story solved? You have to remember all these.
Madam, did we use compulsory objects?
If you have, you can use.
Ma'am, can I speak?
You have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ask me.
Ma'am, how to gain confidence on the stage? When we see judges, we can shiver at them.
Yeah. So what you have to do today, I'll tell you how to gain confidence now. Okay, will you all listen to me quietly? I'm
Yes,
going to give
ma'am.
you I'm going to give you steps on how to build your confidence. Okay? Once you choose your story, do you all have a mirror on the wall in your house? I'm sure you all have a mirror, right? In your house. You have to stand in front of the mirror. Okay? You all have to stand in front of and you look at yourself in the mirror. Okay? You look at yourself in the mirror. And you tell the story to yourself in the mirror. Okay? And when you're telling the story, you watch yourself. How am I standing? How am I holding my hands? Am I looking very tensed? Can I reduce my tension on my face? Can I stand straight? Yeah?
No.
And am I telling Am I using the language, right language? Am I sounding confident? Okay. Tell once, tell 2 times, tell 3 times. And till the time you feel confident, stand in front of the mirror and tell the story. Okay? And you start expressing. You start noticing your expressions. Okay? Suppose your story has a king, and when the king comes, how will you tell the story? You will say, and the king entered the court.
Okay, ma'am.
And there
Okay,
is
bye.
also a
Only
story.
5 minutes.
We sing something called Bahuparak, right? When the king comes, Raja di Raja, Raja Martanda, like that we sing, no? If you remember those, you can sing that. And the king came into the court. Okay? You can bring a little expression to the king. How does the king come into the court?
Ma'am, how many marks in body language?
Sorry?
Raja, the Raja, Mata, Mata.
Yeah, like that.
How
Okay.
do we do it?
Ma'am, how can we introduce ourselves in the story?
Yes, ma'am. How can we introduce?
You have to first introduce yourself. That is why when you tell 5 minutes, first in that 30 seconds you have to take time to introduce yourself. Hello,
Tomorrow morning,
hello
storytelling.
teachers. My name is Pooja, and I am from Bangalore. And today I am going to share my favorite story with you all. That's all. That's your introduction, right?
Teacher, after ending the
And
story,
it will
what
be
can
only
we
30 seconds.
Do the voice modification?
Yeah,
Ma'am, I can ask my question.
Wait, let me finish. Okay, I have not yet finished telling you. So
My name
we
is
all
Sagar.
stand in front
I'm
of the
feeling great.
mirror, and as you're practicing, if you think you can use a movement, okay, like once upon a time there was a fish that lived in a. Can I use this for fish?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And once upon a time there was a peacock that lived in a forest. Yeah, like that. You use a little bit of movement wherever you can.
Ma'am, how can we change our voice? It's the character.
Tell the story with a lot of expression. Okay? Keep changing your voice. Don't stay with one voice. Okay?
Ma'am, if there is in
And,
story two persons, how can we?
and you can't tell a story very fast. You have to pause. You have to every now and then pause. Okay? Answer. And if you have, if you if you all have some if some of you are good with music, you can use a little musical instrument, yeah, for your storytelling. If you're good with singing, you can use a little bit of song in your story. Okay, like that.
Ma'am, if in the story there are two members, how can we tell?
Ma'am, the character.
So
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
I haven't.
Ma'am, how's a doubt?
Children, wait for some time. Madam has not yet finished her storytelling. Listen to her carefully. Listen to her attentively first.
Sir, but we have some doubt.
Yeah, doubt session. Doubt session is there at the end of this session. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Be
we will
patient.
have. I will answer, or I'll answer your doubts at the end of the session. So now I was talking about how to plan a story. Okay. So I am going to repeat again from the beginning. Okay. If you have to write down notes, you write down notes. And if you have questions, please write it down. You can ask your questions in the end. Okay. So right now I'm going to tell you again how to prepare for your story. First, I'm going to go from rule 1, step 1. Step 1 is choose a story.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, how?
Ma'am.
Step 1 is choose a story.
Madam,
Step 2.
voice talking.
Okay, I'll tell you what is happening. Okay, every time, no, listen to me. Every time you're all talking, the host is muting everybody. Okay, the host is muting everybody, and I am also a participant. My voice also is getting muted.
Madam, voice talking.
No, please stop talking, all of you, and please listen. First, let me finish.
Ma'am, your voice going to, ma'am.
Yeah, it is going because you're all talking. Please listen first. Okay. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Madam, just a second. Children, మేడం మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడు మీరు మాట్లాడుతుంటే నేను అందరిని మ్యూట్ చేస్తున్నా, అందులో మేడం కూడా ఉన్నారు పార్టిసిపెంట్ గా, కాబట్టి మేడం కూడా మ్యూట్ అయిపోతున్నారు మధ్య మధ్యలో. మీరు ఇఫ్ యూ కీప్ సైలెంట్, ఇఫ్ యూ మెయింటైన్ సైలెన్స్, మేడం's voice will be clear without any disturbance.
Okay, sir.
So please wait till the
Okay,
end
sir.
of the story. Okay, don't raise any doubts in the middle of the story. You
Okay,
have
sir.
doubt clarification session.
Okay, sir.
Right, okay, thank you. Mute all, mute yourself. Madam, carry on, madam.
Yeah. See, I am here to help you only. Okay. First, you have to only.
Yes, ma'am, continue.
Yeah. So, first you have to choose a story. Okay. And after you choose a story, you have to read in your mind. Step 2, read in your mind. Step 3, read loudly to yourself. Read loudly to yourself 3 to 4 times. Okay. Now coming to step 4, identify the storyline, the plot of the story. Who are the characters? Where is the story happening? What is the problem? What is the solution? Okay. How did all the characters solve the problem? So the entire story you should identify. You should know who are my characters. Okay. Where is this story happening?
Ma'am, your screen is gone.
Yeah. And then you will practice. How you will practice? You will stand in front of a mirror. And then you will tell the story to the mirror. Many times. You observe yourself. Okay. If there is a long mirror, it is very good. Because you can also see how if you're only seeing your face, you don't know how you're keeping your hands, right? If there is a long mirror, you can also use your hands. You can see how you're using your hands. Okay. So tell the story to the mirror many times. And once you are ready, you call somebody from your house. Okay. Somebody in your house. I'm sure your Amma, your appa, or your older brother, sister, somebody will be there, no? Grandparents. You go and tell the story to them. Go and tell the story to them. And you have to time your story. Am I finishing my story in 5 minutes? Okay. And you have to keep up your time. Yes. Now I will give you 5 minutes. Okay. You have to ask questions, but you have to take turns and ask.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Ma'am, when we are telling a story in English, suddenly we don't know how to tell that word in English. What we do in that time? We can say that word in Telugu or Hindi?
Yes, that's a very nice question. Sometimes you will forget. Okay. The whole idea is don't get tensed. It's okay to forget. Okay. And if you forget, you can use if you know the Telugu word, you please use the Telugu word.
Okay, ma'am.
But don't get tensed, because once you get tensed, once you get afraid, you will forget the story.
Yes, ma'am.
So be a natural storyteller. It's okay. It's okay to forget. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Madam.
Teacher, we are practicing at little, but we are losing the confidence with the judge.
You're losing confidence in front of the. See, when will I told you you can gain confidence only when you prepare well. So today you have to take time to prepare well. You prepare well, confidence will come. There is no way you can. Only if you have not prepared well, you will not be confident. So today you remember what all I told. Read the story in your mind, read it loudly, practice in front of the mirror, and practice in front of a family member many times. And then you will be ready. You will be. Yes?
Madam, I have a doubt.
How can we change our voice with characters?
Yeah, you have to learn that, right? Like can I do one story in next and I'll show you?
Yes, ma'am.
I will tell you. I will show you.
Okay, ma'am.
I'm going to tell you another story and I'm going to share with you how we can change the voice.
Madam,
Okay?
I have a doubt.
1 minute.
Thank you, ma'am.
We will do practicals now. After your
Madam,
question.
how to leave stage fear?
Stage fear will go when you practice well.
Third, I have
Okay, madam.
Okay, one more way I can think of is, suppose you are having a stage fear. Instead of telling the story in front of your amma and appa, you go to a neighbor. Go to a neighbor. You can go to the next house. Auntie or uncle will be there. Somebody new will be there. You ask auntie or uncle, uncle, today can I tell you a story? Will you listen to my story? He's a new person.
Okay, madam.
Then in that front of that new person, you start telling the story. Okay. That way you will
Okay,
get.
madam. Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Okay. Can we go to the next story now?
Ma'am, please, I have a doubt.
Okay, madam.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, you said no, ma'am. When we forgot story, we can change the Telugu word.
What is that?
Using middle in story Telugu word, we didn't reduce the marks, ma'am.
It is not good. Okay. See, what I'm trying to say is, if you prepare well, you will not use any Telugu word, right?
Yes,
But if you forget the English word,
Only English, ma'am.
suppose you forget it, then you can't keep worrying about it. What I'm trying to say is, You can't keep worrying about something that you have forgotten. So just continue telling is what I'm saying.
Ma'am,
Yes?
please can you tell another story with the changing voice?
Yeah. Can I share that story with you all?
Okay, ma'am.
I'm going to share screen now.
Okay, ma'am. Madam, I
Okay.
have a one doubt.
Yes?
Madam, I practicing so much, but I not remember some words.
No, you have to practice. You have to practice more. Write down that words. Write down the words in your book.
Yes, mute yourself, mute yourself. Ganesh, Gayatri, Lavanya, Srinidhi, mute yourself, mute your radios. Yes, Vivo 2031.
Okay, now I'm going
Srinidhi,
to share a story with you all. Okay? All of you look at this story. This story is something I picked up from Pratham Story Weaver. Okay? This is called Farida Plans a Feast. This is little Farida and she's planning a feast. Farida goes, okay, first I'm going to read the story. Okay? First I'm going to read the story and then we can talk about how to tell story. I think you should all stop writing on the screen. It's not a nice thing, children. Please stop writing on the screen. Farida goes for a walk every evening. She takes an empty tiffin box and a big water bottle. Udayashri, you should stop writing. First stop, her kitchen. Can I have some uncooked rice, please? So Farida is saying, can I have some uncooked rice?
Teacher, what is the lines on the
yes,
screen?
Srinidhi, mute yourself, please. Srinidhi.
And then 2 skips to the vegetable cart. How many squashed tomatoes can I take today? He's asking the vegetable
Madam,
vendor.
screen not good.
Then 3 hops to the tea stall. Any broken biscuits? Any broken biscuits do you have? She's asking the tea uncle. And 4 jumps to the beach. I hope you have kept the smelliest fish for me. She's gone to the fish stall.
Hey students, what are you doing there? You very lazy, very dirty fellows.
And then she goes, I think we should stop writing now. We are not able to read what's written on the story, isn't it?
Screen is not good.
5.
And the words not understand.
Who is writing that? Who is writing on the screen?
Okay, I think if you're going to write on the screen like that, nobody is going to learn anything from today. If you're not interested, children, you can leave the room and go. And those who are interested can stay back. Uncooked rice, squashed tomatoes.
Sorry for the interruption. Sir, please let them go outside, sir. Just you delete them.
Yeah. No, madam is the host now. Ma'am is the host now. That's why I'm unable to delete.
Let them go outside. Just you delete them.
So I'm going to read again. Here is Farida. She takes an empty tiffin box and a big water bottle. And first she goes to her kitchen. Can I have some uncooked rice, please? She says. And she then goes to the vegetable cellar can I have some squashed tomatoes? Then she goes to the tea stall. Do you have any broken biscuits? She asks. And then she goes to the fish seller. Do you have any fish for me? She asks. And then she goes to the potter shop. Do you have any broken bowls, chipped bowls for me? And then look what all she has collected. She has collected broken biscuits, uncooked rice, smelly fish, squashed tomatoes, and she collected some chipped bowls. And then what is Farida planning? What is she planning now? We'll see what she's planning. She's taken the fish for the cats. Meow, meow, a meal for the cats. And then she's taken broken biscuits
for dogs' holes.
Woof, woof, snacks for the dogs. And then she has picked up squashed tomatoes for the for the crows. Caw, treats for the crows. And she has taken uncooked rice for the sparrows. Cheep, cheep. Dinner for the sparrows. There is nothing left in the tiffin box. Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. So tomorrow again she is going to take a new tiffin box, right? She's going to fill her tiffin box with new things. So this is the story, okay? Now suppose you want to tell this story. Okay, let's practice how to tell this story using all the techniques that we have learned. Okay, I'm going to ask you, suppose, how can we introduce the first scene where, okay, let me share that first screen. I'm going to share the first screen with you. Any ideas on how we can introduce this first scene?
Yes, Tabassum, please mute your audio. Tabassum, Humera Tabassum, you are causing a lot of disturbance. Viharika, mute your audio.
Yeah.
Yes. Karen, ma'am.
We can say Farida got ready one evening. Okay, Farida got ready one evening. And what did she say? We can say things like, how do we get ready? Can we show how we get ready? She combed her hair. She washed her face. She picked up a water bottle. You can carry small things with you, right? And she picked up a
Carriage box.
tiffin box. And she went first to whom? Where did she go first?
Fish.
No.
Fish, to her kitchen.
To her kitchen.
Very good. Let me share that screen. She
You
first.
chat box, children. You chat box.
Where does she go?
To the kitchen.
To the kitchen. And who's there in the kitchen?
His mother and his father.
So we can say Farida comes to the kitchen. And how do you think her mother will ask her, Farida, what do you want?
What do you want?
Okay, then how do you think the papa will ask?
Mama, I want some uncooked rice.
Ah, and how Appa will ask, Farida, what do you want? Yeah? Can you do an Amma's voice, somebody?
Yes, ma'am.
Do Amma's voice.
Farida, what do you want?
How do Appa's voice?
Farida, what do you want?
And how do you think Farida will ask? Farida will open her dabba. Farida will open her dabba. And she'll say, what does she want?
Mama, I want some uncooked rice.
Yeah, I want some uncooked rice. Mama, can I please have some uncooked rice? Please? And she takes the uncooked rice in her dabba. And she packs her dabba.
Box.
She packs her box. She packs her box. And she says, bye, Amma. Bye, Appa. Farida, where are you going? Asks Amma. Farida, where are you going? Asks Appa. Farida does not tell them anything. She just
Went away.
smiled.
Smile and went away.
Farida does not say anything. She just smiles and she says,
Bye.
bye. She just says, bye. And now Farida is walking. Okay. Can we give some sound for walking? What sound can we give? Some music for walking?
La 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 la. Hoo 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 hoo.
Oh, that's so lovely. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh ho ho ho. Or we can even say ta-na-na-na-na, 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 ta-na-na-na-na. She goes walking like that. And first, where does Farida go next?
Vegetable salad.
Somebody said
Vegetable shop.
tea shop. And what do you call a vegetable seller? You can use Telugu word. What do you call that person?
Tomato.
Kuragai Ammai. She comes to the Kuragai Ammai, right? And she says, Amma. Do you have some squashed
Vegetable?
tomatoes? Do you have some? Can you please put it in my dabba? Can you please put it in my box? Yeah. And Farida takes uncooked squashed tomatoes in her box and she closes her box and she says, thank you. Then the Kurgai Amma says, Farida, where are you going? But Farida, does she reply?
Smile.
She just
And bye.
bye. And she goes walking. How does she go walking? Next, Farida comes.
Tea seller.
Tea shop.
Yeah. She comes to, and the tea shop is selling. How does the tea shop fellow sell chai, coffee, chai, coffee. Yeah, you can use that, no? You can use those words.
Chai with biscuit.
Chai with biscuit. Come, please drink my hot chai. He calls. Farida comes to the chai uncle.
Chai, garam chai.
Uncle, do you have some broken biscuits for me? Can you please put it in this dabba, in this box? And Farida collects the broken biscuits. And then she packs her box. And the tea uncle asks, Farida, where are you going? Where are you going? But Farida does not reply. She just smiles. Bye. And then she goes walking.
Madam, all are shouting.
She goes walking. Ta-na-na-na-na, 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 ta-na-na-na-na. And then Farida comes to the potter uncle. She comes to the potter uncle.
Teacher.
Uncle. Do you have some broken bowls for me? She asked. And the potter uncle gives her some broken bowls. Farida takes
Chai.
Farida takes all of it and she goes to the end of the road. She goes to the end of the road. Oh yeah, she goes to the fish seller. I forgot that. And how does the fish seller sell fish?
Fish, 1 kg.
Fishes,
1
fishes.
kg, 200.
Only cheap
1
cost
kg,
fish. This is a
Fish.
fresh fish. Please take fish.
Fresh fish, fresh fish.
Fresh fish. Or she can also say mean, fresh mean.
Fresh free.
Meat, chicken, fish meat.
Yeah, and then she goes to the
fresh chicken.
yeah. Hare, where did chicken come in the fish stall, man? Huh? So she goes, and then she says, she opens and she says, please put some smelly fish into my dabba.
To my
And
box.
she connects into the box, and then she packs her box and she says, thank you, Meenamma.
And went away.
Yeah, and Meenamma says, Farida, where are you going? But does Farida reply? No, she just smiles and she says bye-bye. And finally, Farida comes to the end of the
Animals.
road, and she feeds the cats. When you say she feeds the cats, lots of cats came from here and there. Meow, 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 meow. And they all ate the fish. And then
All ate the fish.
she fed the dogs. Woo.
She gives some biscuit to dogs.
Lots of dogs came and ate the biscuit. And then Farida opened the squash tomatoes. Caw, flew the birds. How do the birds fly? Caw. Yeah, lot of birds came flying. Lot of crows came flying. And then they ate up all the tomatoes. And finally, Farida took uncooked rice on her hands. And a lot of birds came. A lot of sparrows came. Cheep. Yeah. Like this. See how you know how now to tell a story, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Really understand.
Did you use lot of sounds? Yeah. Did you use a lot of change? Yeah, now I think we have come to the end of today's session. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yeah.
I do not have any doubts, ma'am. Ma'am, if the story duration is 5 minutes,
Teacher, we are cleared from here.
One of you all should ask.
Did the judges excuse me?
Read it in proper way.
Children, do you have, if you have any, please raise your hand if you have any doubt. Don't unmute yourself.
So,
Children,
so today, did you all understand how, see the Farida plans a feast, no? Have you used voice? Have you used music?
Madam?
How to use music? Huh? How to walk like Farida? Okay? How to talk like Farida? How to talk like Farida Zamba?
Madam, I had a doubt.
Yes, Navya?
Madam, some words don't know in English. I tell Telugu.
No problem. You can tell in Telugu. But if you practice well, you can tell in English very well. Okay? Only thing is you have to practice very well.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
If the story duration is 5 minutes, if I continue the story narration for 6 to 7 minutes, did the judges excuse me?
Generally, they will ring a bell or they will do something like, they will tell you at 4 minutes, they will ring a bell. At that time only, you should plan to finish your story. Okay.
Teacher, but my story was very big.
If your story is very big, then you may lose a few points because you have to stick to the rules of the competition. That's very important. So try and finish your story within 5 minutes. You can plan. You can cut down on certain portions.
Ma'am, I will doubt.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Saishri.
How will you introduce myself?
How will you you just tell your name.
Doubt, ma'am.
Tell your name, your the school you belong to, which grade you belong to, and the story that you are going to share with them.
I would like to introduce myself.
You can tell the title of the story.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Sorry.
ma'am, I have a doubt.
One at a time.
I tell in Telugu, teacher.
Yes, Viharika.
Ma'am, we can use some tools. ఒకవేళ 5 కాకుండా 2-3 minutes అయితే స్టోరీ
అట్లా కూడా కాకూడదు because you can, if it gets over very quickly, then again you can try and use a little more detailing. Okay, like if you think you can.
Teacher, we will add some interesting sentence. That's why the story will have more.
Yeah, try to see where you can introduce some. If you can introduce some rhymes, you can introduce some songs. Try to make it a little.
Madam, I have a doubt.
Okay, Viharika, did
Madam,
you?
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Madam,
Yes,
I tell
Navya?
story 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Madam, I tell story 3 minutes.
Try to. That's what I told Viharika also. Try to see if you can bring some expressions into your story and try to elaborate it for a little lengthy time. Try to do it.
I have a doubt.
4 minutes.
Ma'am, I too have a one doubt.
Madam, thank you.
Okay, I'll listen to Archana first.
Ma'am, I speak to Telugu.
Yes.
Teacher, 3 minutes లో 5 స్టోరీస్ చెప్తే ఏమైంది టీచర్?
It's okay. If your story gets over in 3 minutes,
Okay, ma'am.
it's okay. Don't worry. But try to. That's what you have to. When you practice at home,
Okay, ma'am.
you watch the time. You see on the mobile phone there will be timer, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So you can use some music. You see if you can introduce some rhymes. Yeah, to fill the gap. To fill the gap.
Okay, ma'am.
And use a little pauses in the story. Don't tell the story very quickly.
Okay, ma'am.
Now and then you pause for a few seconds and then tell the story.
Ma'am, teacher, my story taking 30 seconds more.
30 seconds more is not a problem.
Okay, teacher.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, Gayatri.
Teacher, I speak Telugu.
Yes.
టీచర్ నేను ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తా, మీరు ఒకసారి వినండి.
Okay.
I would like to introduce myself. My name is Gayatri. I am studying in class 9th. My school name is Jadpitis Borigama. Today I am going to tell a story. Title of the story is Greedy Rich Man.
Very good, Gayatri. Wonderful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Wonderful.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
The others understood how to introduce yourself now?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
can
one
I
doubt,
ask
ma'am.
a doubt?
Anjali. Anjali.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, can I ask a doubt?
No.
Ma'am.
Anjani will ask a doubt first.
Ma'am, while our story has completed,
yeah,
moral is compulsory, ma'am, in last of the story.
No need. Moral need not be told. You can tell a story without telling a message, but it is left to you. You want to tell the moral, it's okay. You can tell.
Ma'am,
But it is not compulsory. It is not necessary.
Okay.
It is not necessary.
Teacher, my story have no moral.
No problem. You tell the story very well, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Teacher, I have a doubt.
Who's having a doubt?
Sajani, ma'am.
Okay, yes, Sajani.
Once I speak in Telugu, ma'am.
Yeah.
మ్యామ్ స్టోరీ చెప్పేటప్పుడు దేనికి ఎక్కువ మార్క్స్ ఇస్తారు మ్యామ్?
Okay, when you're telling a story, they will give you marks for your confidence. Okay, they will give marks for the way you use your voice. The way you use your voice. Okay, and they will give marks for the story itself. The story should be very nice. Like how you, like I heard a lot of you saying, when I told Duk Duk Diya story, you all said very nice story, very nice story. Okay, so your story itself should be nice. Okay, and if you are using, if you have a smile, and if you are confident, okay, and if you use a little bit of puppets or props that I call additional things, they will give marks for everything.
Ma'am, additional props will compulsory, ma'am?
No, not compulsory. Not at all.
Teacher,
I have
ma'am,
no
for
puppet.
voice modulation.
Teacher, ma'am.
Ma'am, voice modulation is very important.
Voice modulation is very important.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Voice modulation is the most important thing in storytelling.
Ma'am, we have don't puppets. What we do, teacher?
Sorry, what?
We have don't puppets. What we do?
You don't have puppets?
Huh.
Can you make little things with paper
ma'am.
today?
Teacher, okay.
Ma'am, can you show the pictures?
Hello, ma'am. I'm gonna tell small story.
Viharika?
Can you show?
Teacher.
No, you can't tell us. Okay, Viharika.
Teacher.
You can, if you don't have puppets, can you make tiny puppets today at home?
Okay, teacher.
Try to make with everyday things.
Okay, teacher.
Huh?
Ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
I tell glorious morning to all.
Yes, Shruti, you have my blessings, okay? You have all your teachers' blessings. And you will do well. Don't worry. Yes.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
Ma'am, how can we do the voice modulation of the frog? I'm a little bit confusion. Like there are no videos of voice modulation of frog.
Generally for frog, we use the sound called ripit, or you can say croak, croak, croak.
Yeah, that's the dialogue for frog, ma'am. Like
dialogues of the frog you can't do. Like you can, like, is there one frog or two frogs in your story?
Only one frog, ma'am. I have different kinds of animals in my story.
Okay, then when the frog comes, you can just say ribbit, ribbit, said the frog, and whatever his dialogue is, you can use a little different voice. Okay,
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I tell.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, your ball has fallen.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, time management plays key role in storytelling.
Time management is very important. That's what I told you, right? Like you have 1 minute.
Madam, I have a doubt.
No, wait. Let me finish. You have to manage time. You have to finish your story in 5 minutes. So first 30 seconds introduction, then first 4.5 minutes, 4 minute story, and last 30 seconds, you have to stop. You have to start ending your story. So,
Hello, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
I have a doubt, ma'am.
you have
Ma'am, I did. Ma'am, I tell glorious morning to all. My name is Navya, studying 8th class at ZPHS Pachala School. First of all, I would like to thank the ELTA Nizambad of conducting this type program to bring English language talent like our school students.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I am telling story.
I think you are all now. I think I have answered a lot of your questions. The questions are just repeating themselves. Okay. I think we should stop now.
Madam.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Vishnu
Yeah.
sir?
Pooja, yes, I'm here, ma'am.
Yeah.
So shall we stop this question and answer session? Doubt
Yeah,
clarification
I
session?
think so because most of the questions
Repeated questions are there.
yes, and I have answered. Yes.
Yes, the children go on asking the same questions.
So all the best to all of you. All the best to all of you. I'm sure you will all be wonderful storytellers. You will all do a wonderful work. Okay, just be confident and tell a good story. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
So claps for madam's session. All of you children, claps for madam's session.
Thank you all. Goodbye.
Thank you, ma'am. Madam, please stay back for a few minutes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Madam, please stay with us for a few minutes.
Thank you so much for explanation.
Yes, sir. I will.
Yeah.
Madam,
Okay.
goodbye.
Thank you, madam.
Please make me the host, ma'am. Make me the host, ma'am. Pooja, ma'am, make me the host.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, children, you might have understood the talent of today's special and extraordinary storyteller. Why I am telling these words? I have an experience on 23rd of November, where I was one of the 50 participant teachers at Regional Institute of Education in Mysore. There, Madam Pooja Sagar, she has taken a wonderful session for 2.5 hours without any boredom. So where all the teachers from two Telugu states attended those 5-day session, 5-day orientation. So I was one of the teachers there. So and I'm very thankful to Pooja Sagar ma'am for accepting my invitation 2 days ago when I asked her for her help in giving good valuable suggestions to our Telangana. Stop. Wait for a minute. So thank you very much, Pooja Sagar ma'am, for accepting my invitation or our invitation for the betterment of our ELTA Telangana children who are studying in government run schools. And children, did you understand the capability of Madam Pooja Sagar? So try to use these techniques to improve your storytelling tomorrow, and you will be given just for 5 minutes of time. So try to use these 5 minutes of time for your. I would like to share this experience that happened in Mysore in the last week of November. So, madam, you have an extraordinary talent. You have proved yourself once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And
Yeah, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure to have you on this platform today for the betterment of our Telangana children, ELTA Telangana children. And I hope.
Meeting there.
Wait. Let me tell you something. Wait for a moment. So I hope the children might be benefited in tomorrow's storytelling at their respective schools and mandals, and they will. I hope they will become a good storytellers, best storytellers in future with the help of these guidelines, effective guidelines by Madam Pooja Sagar. So thank you very much on behalf of ELTA Telangana, ma'am, for your valuable session, valuable time, spending valuable time and giving valuable suggestions to the children for the betterment of their storytelling, ma'am. So we never forget your the way of telling a story in an effective manner. So everybody in the in this session, including teachers, they are spellbound by your way of teaching, way of telling the story. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for your. Yes, children, ask your subject teachers only, not here. Ask your subject teachers about the time and venue. So don't raise the questions here about venue and time. Your subject teachers will tell you
Okay.
everything. Okay,
Okay.
Pooja, ma'am. So
Thank you.
yes, let us thank Pooja, ma'am, on behalf of ELTA Telangana. Children, say thank you to ma'am.
thank
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
you all.
Thank you very much for sharing this.
All the very best to you. All the
Yeah,
very
have you,
best.
the children, have you expected this kind of effective session uh, today?
No, sir, we will.
No, sir.
Yes. I requested ma'am to spend some time, devote some time for the betterment of our Telangana school children, the ELTA
Thank
Telangana
you.
school children. So thank you very much, ma'am, for your.
Thank you for sharing your wonderful knowledge with us.
Thank you, Akshara. Thank you, Gayatri.
Yeah, Vinayadar sir, I would like to invite Vinayadar sir, our General Secretary, ELTA Telangana, and Venkateshwar Rao sir,
Please, ma'am.
President of ELTA Telangana, to interact with the speaker Pooja Sagar, ma'am. Vinayadar sir, are you there? Vinayadar sir. Vinayadar sir. Shyam Sundar sir, are you there? Shyam Sundar sir. Srinivas Reddy sir, would you like to interact with Madam Pooja Sagar? Manjula ma'am, would you like to interact with Pooja Sagar ma'am? Padmalata ma'am. Okay, Pooja ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, are you there? Okay. There are three to four teachers in this session, ma'am.
Okay.
I hope they will interact with you for a few minutes.
Okay.
Manjula ma'am, are you there?
If anybody wants more help, if the teachers want, because I couldn't on Zoom spend too much time, but if the teachers want to talk to me and get more information, you can ask me now. The teachers, if you have any doubt and if you think you can guide them, you can ask me any questions you have. Thank you all. It was nice spending time with you all.
Just a minute, ma'am. Please wait, ma'am. Please wait, ma'am.
We will meet again. We will meet again. We will share stories. Bye. Bye, Archana.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
All the best. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Yes, Devanna, you want to
Thank you
ask
so
any
much,
question?
ma'am. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Say hi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Devanna?
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Bye,
Good evening, ma'am.
ma'am.
I am the English teacher.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
You
Bye,
explained
ma'am.
very
Good
well,
night.
ma'am.
Madam, please wait for a second. Our general secretary is going to join.
ma'am, I have a final doubt.
Madam, Vinayadar sir, please join.
Thank you, ma'am. Bless me.
Wait.
Thank you, ma'am. Bless me.
Please stay back. Please stay for a few seconds. Our ELTA Telangana general secretary is going to join.
Okay.
Please stay for a few minutes, few seconds. Please.
Madam, madam.
Yes, sir. Sajini, you can ask your question in the chat. Yeah, Akshara, you can put your question in the chat. Sajini, you too. Akshara, what is your final doubt? Could they show picture? Could they show picture of what? In your story, there is no problem. Okay, no problem. Every story need not have a problem, Akshara. You can tell a story without a problem. It is related to greedy. Okay, no problem. Every story need not have a problem. Okay.
Yeah, Pooja ma'am. Our ELTA Telangana's general secretary Vinayadar sir has just joined session. So
Yes.
Vinayadar sir, please interact with Madam Pooja Sagar.
Namaste.
Vinayadar sir.
Namaste, sir.
Good
Vinayadar
evening,
sir.
ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. And thank you for joining us and helping our children to enrich them about how to tell the stories. So this is the first kind of initiation taken by an ELTA. And actually, so tomorrow we are going to conduct a mandal level competition and also the spell wizard. So all the ELTA people are busy in distributing the papers from the district to the mandal levels. So that's why all the ELTA people are not able to join today's session. But Vishnu sir has taken initiation to take the host and run the program successfully. Thank you, ma'am. And definitely we need your support in the future programs also.
Definitely, sir. Definitely we will.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and thank you so much for the opportunity also. I also loved interacting with children. It was a very new experience for me. It was a challenge.
Madam, me too also.
Yeah. So,
Same
but
feeling.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Same to. Thank you, madam.
Can we ask the moral of the story by ending the story? Yes, you can. You want to ask the judge? You want to ask the judge what do you think is the moral of the story? Or you want to ask children?
Children, ma'am.
Yeah, you can ask the children. Or you don't have to ask what is the moral of the story. You can say, what did you like about the story?
Okay, ma'am.
You can say, so children, what did you like about the story? Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Devanna has been asking me some questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Can we show pictures? Yes, you can. You mean from a book? Are you going to show pictures from a book? Devana, are you going to show pictures from a book?
No, madam. And any other pictures, madam? Any paper pictures or paper clippings, sir?
It's not needed. It's not compulsory. But if you feel like it, you can. Generally,
Okay,
we
ma'am.
don't.
Thank you, ma'am. We are very happy to.
Yeah, thank you.
Interactive.
Thank you, madam. I am intelligent.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
ma'am.
and
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Vinayadar sir,
Thank you so
Vinay
much,
sir.
Yes,
ma'am.
sir. Vishnu sir.
Sir, is it recording? It is already stopped. So how can we get this recording? Where can you find this option?
So I will share the link. I will share the link. It will be recorded there on the cloud. And
Okay.
even you can find it from the YouTube also, because it is live telecasted. You will get that one there.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Madam, Pooja Sagar, madam, once again,
Thank you, ma'am.
we are very thankful to you. I am
Thank you,
our
ma'am.
gratitude to Pooja
Thank
Sagar
you,
ma'am on behalf of ELTA
Thank you,
Telangana
ma'am.
for
Thank you so much.
devoting valuable time for the
Thank you so
betterment
much,
of our
ma'am.
school children.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very much,
sir.
ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Goodbye.
We
Thank
could
you.
end
Thank you so much,
I
ma'am.
miss you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Madam,
ma'am.
I will talk to you after this session is
Yes,
over.
sir. You
Thank you
could
so
end the
much, ma'am.
session. Sir, you could
Thank you,
end the
ma'am.
session.
Okay, ma'am. I'm ending the session.
Yeah, thank you.